fans of all ages, Town Square Media is proud to present to you the best Quad City sports talk radio show in the world. With the face who runs the place, T-Roy, the OG on the marquee, J-Bird, and the cat who runs the chat with the stats, Statman Surge. We are Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. We're not a Quad City sports talk radio show. We're not the Quad City sports talk radio show. We are your Quad City sports talk radio show. Welcome to the conversation, Quad Cities. But first, the Dawn.
It's a beautiful Monday, Quad Cities. Thanks for being here today with us the day after a outstanding Masters competition. Congratulations to Hideki Matsuyama. Wow. Fun. Love the Masters, Jay. Such a good time. But, yeah, thanks for tuning in. AM 1170 here, and Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. Jay-Bird, T-Roy in the house. We'll be getting through some of the Masters talk. I'm sure Jay has all kinds of fun little facts that he's got ready for me.
Well, yeah. I mean, what a weekend that you have. You have the Masters. You have the first ever Japanese golfer to win the Masters. You have 2 nights of WrestleMania. And Joe Musgrove becomes the first San Diego Padre to throw a no-hitter.
And he was a river bandit.
He was. Yeah, he played, 4 games or something like that?
Whatever.
Wasn't he down there?
He
like
was
one
here.
point?
He had a hot cup of coffee.
But, I mean, all kinds of things going on.
888 say ESPN, 888-729.
Hello?
It's all right. I'm good.
Okay.
We got it. No, I think that's I think it's fantastic weekend. Yeah, the crazy thing about the Masters is, I mean, the guys who didn't make the cut, how's that?
DJ missing the cut was huge.
Yep, he became the 3rd defending Masters champion to miss the cut in the last 5 years.
Yeah, that's weird for DJ not to make that cut. I think, anybody knowing what was going on with Koepka not making it because, I mean, knee surgery's tough, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's not an easy course to walk. I'm trying to think who were the other notables.
Rory McIlroy.
Yes.
Zach Johnson. Daniel Berger. Brooks Koepka. Patrick Cantlay.
Cantlay and Rory and DJ were the 3 that you're like, huh?
Yeah. So, I mean, someone had to do pretty well in DFS, but it wasn't so much us, though. Mm-mm. But, yeah, so after 10 years on the tour, Matsuyama now has his Masters. He has his green jacket. And good for him. It's a big deal. There was a neat thing, like his caddy afterwards. When he sinks the putt, caddy putting the pin. Is that what I'm saying? This right? The flag back in the pin, and then bows to Augusta National. Yeah. That was cool. That's going to be a moment that you're going to be able to, remember for where you were at when you saw that. Matsuyama went with a 4-stroke lead on Sunday and really just went after it. From everything I read, and again, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to the listeners, lie to the listeners or anybody like that, and be like, oh, whatever. Everything I read is that his putting isn't the best, but he found it at the right time.
He always performs pretty well at the Masters. He's been kind of there, knocking around the top 10 for quite a while. In it or just outside of it or whatever it is. I mean, he's always kind of been a guy that I would always put on my sheet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, I think the one thing probably that I think Hideki would be more of a household name, but there is some language barrier, right?
Yes. He
has a full-time interpreter. So, but back in Japan, I'm going to tell you right now, that dude is the most popular dude in Japan.
Oh, 100%.
And he probably was before winning the Masters.
Yeah. It's the things, like I said.
They love golf in Japan.
They do, actually. I'm glad you mentioned that. The United States is the only country with more golf courses than Japan.
And think how small Japan is.
Yep.
In retrospect.
And Japan is also home to roughly half of the golf courses in all of Asia, thanks to our friends from Sportico. Yeah. But yeah, 29-year-old Matsuyama wins. Like I said, he's the first Japanese male golfer to win. It's a big deal considering that they're also hosting the Olympics this summer. Yeah. Really kind of puts him on the map, so that's a good thing for them.
He's a good champion. I mean, he's a good kid.
Mm-hmm.
There was some pressure on him, man.
Yeah,
I mean, it was some serious pressure. But
he won
very happy
$2.07 million to go with his green jacket, but One sports marketing expert estimates this win is worth $600 million for him.
Oh, God. Jay, I mean, if he wasn't already, he's going to be eating up anything in Japan. Like, endorsements galore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Other things that stood out, that kid, that 24-year-old Zalatoris. What? Why you smile like that?
Well, his last name rhymes with something.
Oh, yeah. Anyway.
He reminds you of the caddy from...
Yeah.
And he owns it, too. You saw his club was stamped. Mr. Gilmore, I'm your caddy.
Mm-hmm.
That Zalatoris kid is going to be... I think he's going to be around for a little while.
We saw him, I think, on Friday or Thursday when we were watching it. And I said to you, I go, that kid looks like the guy you do not want to show up at your doorstep when your daughter says, I'm coming home and bringing my college boyfriend. He just looks like a prick. But hey, good for him. And it's great that, people this day and age, internet, they're gonna make memes or whatever else, and that he owned that. Yeah, he looks like the caddy from Happy Gilmore. It's estimated that I always say this wrong. Xander, yeah,
Xander Schauffele.
His triple bogey on the 16 cost him almost over $500,000.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, if he just pars it, we're in a heck of a.
The favorite, Jordan Spieth, has been beaten by a combined 6 players at the 2014, 15, 16, 18, and 2021 Masters. And yet he has somehow just one green jacket to show for it. So he's the bridesmaid, right? I mean, he's got one. Yeah.
Yeah, he's always sniffing, too.
Yeah.
You tell you who's not sniffing? Your boy Bryson.
What about him?
His wedges suck.
I don't think
His wedge game's terrible.
Why do you say that?
Because that's what kept him. What did he golf? +7?
I'm not into the numbers thing.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not here to.
I am no longer taking him ever when it comes to.
Well,
this
that
tournament.
and when we were setting up, filling out our sheets at Harrington's for the Masters pool. You know how many people were like, "I'm not taking Rory. He's screwed me over every time."
And I said that.
Yeah.
And I took him.
And I did too.
An idiot.
And he doesn't make the cut.
Oh, Rory's just disappointing. I mean, that's his thing. You remember he had a big lead there, and then he took a 7 or an 8 on a par 4. He was in the woods, man. He was lost. But I mean, ever since then, he's never recovered from that.
Yeah. I mean, we've got all that to talk about. We've got the WrestleMania to unpack 2 nights. I don't even know how I feel about 2 nights of WrestleMania, to be honest with you. And going forward, if they're going to continue
Do we
this.
have a new champion? Anything to report?
Like what? What do you mean? Roman Reigns retained.
Still champion?
Yeah, he retained the
Who did he beat?
SmackDown title, whatever it's called. He beat Edge and Daniel Bryan in a triple threat match. That was last night. And then the night before, Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre fought. They actually kicked off the show, and Bobby Lashley beat Drew McIntyre for Universal Championship, whatever it's called these days. I don't know. And then Bianca Belair, she's the one with that long ponytail, whatever else.
The whiplash.
Yeah, she beat Sasha Banks on Saturday night, and that's like they closed out the show on Saturday night, which was a big deal. And
was there another?
There's some tag team change, like a title. I think 3 titles overall got changed. Like the U.S. Championship, Sheamus beat Matt Ridley, the guy with Riddle, the guy with the no boots, he's barefoot, and then AJ Styles and his bodyguard guy beat the New Day. I mean, it's a lot to go through. I'm glad that they don't make it like 4 hours both nights, but still, overall, it's 6 hours. So I still get geeked about it. I know I don't follow it as much as I used to. Mainly it's because everything's just way too scripted now, and my kids don't watch it. So it's not like I always thought I was like, oh, I'll renew this wrestling thing because my kids will get into it, but they didn't even care too much. I mean, they watched a little bit of it on Saturday night, but it's not like on Sunday they were geeked all day long for it. So I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting weekend. It's one of those things that it's the shot in the arm that we needed to have the Masters go all 4 days. Well, I mean, and for you guys, like when we were here, like Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, or whatever else, when the show, because our board was a little bit off, but we got to go down to Front Street on Friday, and we just did the Facebook Live show, but happy to announce that the engineer got everything up and running, so now we're back on ESPN 1170 AM. Speaking of ESPN 1170 AM, we got a little press today in the Quad City Times.
What, we did? Like us?
No, not us. Come on.
Oh.
Don Doxey wrote an article that some people, I don't know who, I mean, except for that one guy who called in a week ago, people are not too excited that the Cubs are no longer on ESPN 1170. So it's big enough that he wrote an article. And our friend Ryan, our boss, he was quoted in there, and it's the White Sox are underserved, and he's not wrong in that. But some people are, I guess, really upset. I didn't realize there was that many people out there that still really, really like to listen to baseball on the radio, and so be it. But I guess it went as far as they made complaints to this building and also to the Quad City Times and tell them that they should write an article about how the Cubs, are no longer on the radio here, local radio. And by the way, why would you want to listen to that? They don't hit, so it's just dead air.
They're worse than aren't they? Are they getting beat season series against Pittsburgh?
Yeah, remember when I said they were going to start off 10-2?
Yeah, what's the record?
They're 4-5.
Mm-hmm.
They're 2 games back of the Cincinnati Reds.
They'll probably be 4-8 before you know it.
Well, yeah. Let's see. They go to Milwaukee tonight.
Milwaukee's no joke, dude.
Nope.
They just got done cleaning up with St. Louis. They're good.
Yeah, that's going to be let's see, I think it's 7:40 first pitch. Freddie Peralta is going to be on the mound for the Brewers. He's 1-0 on the season with a 0.00 ERA.
That goes right with Cubs hitting.
Mm-hmm. So, but, yeah, I mean, there's been some struggle, but it's week 1, and I guess it's in the books. Now we got to start putting together our power rankings. Yesterday, though, the Twins had a 6-0 lead going into the 6th inning against the Mariners, and they blew that game, so that's disgusting. Other scores around the league: the Diamondbacks shut out the Cincinnati Reds 7-0. The Phillies 7-6 over the Braves. The Red Sox 14-9. The Red Sox, who actually started off the season 0-3, have now won 6 straight, and they lead the AL East. Kansas City Royals went to extra innings with the White Sox. They won 4-3. Cleveland Indians 5-2 over the Tigers. The Dodgers 3-0 over the Nationals. Mentioned the Mariners in the Twins game. The Pirates 7-1 over the Cubs. San Francisco Giants blanked the Rockies 4-0. Brewers 9-3 over the Cardinals. The Yankees went to extra innings against the Rays. They won 8-4, and the Padres 2-0 against the Rangers. So, Friday was it Friday night? Saturday night. Interesting night. The no hitter. Like I said, first one in Padres history, and interestingly enough, the first one in Globe Life Stadium because it was against the Rangers. So, first no-hitter for that. Musgrove grew up around San Diego, so kind of a big deal that he gets to pitch for a team that he grew up cheering for. So, yeah, all things good. But we got to look at that and much more going on here and what's going on this week. We got to look at, even if bad, we had to look at our DFS team, our golf. We did not make any money, pal.
We got 4 of them.
We didn't do well.
Yeah, you didn't have Sergio make the cut.
I did not have Sergio make the cut, yeah.
All right, what about this Streb fella you made me take?
I don't think he did very well.
Yeah.
We're going to look at it.
See who did the best.
I think Mike still ended up doing the best.
How?
Because he had Rose. Did Rose end up in the top 10? Because you told me he would not.
Yeah, but I had Rom in the top 10. I don't remember where Rose finished.
Okay.
I can look it up, though, real quick.
Well, we'll look it up. But yeah, we've got.
I do.
That's what you do. You
look things up when we're on here because I know you like it.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
It's your favorite thing.
Yep. But like I said, we've got that and much more coming up. Oh, and our friend, guess who? I got a text yesterday from a friend of the show, and sometimes on here the show, Erickson texted me last night. Guess who took Matsuyama? And from our friends from Elite Sportsbook.
Who?
Erickson did.
Oh,
made a nice little wager. Made some money off of them, which is kind of cute. You know why he picked it? Well, he didn't. Mrs. Erickson picked it.
Mrs. Erickson. Well, she is the smartest one in the family.
Yes, because Hideki and then Matsuyama, she was like, well, they're Heidi and the Hideki, and then Matt Erickson, Matsuyama. She picked it because they had their names and they have their first names in his full name. So,
okay,
makes sense, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back with ESPN 1170 AM. Don't hassle us. We're local. Let's see here. When is my first pitch going to happen? Yeah, 1:10 Central today. We're about to start a game, Twins versus the Red Sox. So if we're going to look at a DFS, we're going to have to do it soon.
All right, Quad Cityans, we need you to stop using social media to try to figure out things to do. You have something called a Locals Love Us Guide that you can get. It has an easy-to-navigate table of contents, and it'll help you find what you're looking for. Or you can go to the website, localsloveus.com. You click on Quad Cities and browse your favorites. It's easy to use, and my boy Chopper's ranking all the popular places for you. So please check them out today. That's Locals Love Us. They're your guide to the best.
I've been earning and burning, snapping necks and cashing.
You like that? You like that?
Give me a hell yeah! I said give me a hell yeah!
This is Merrick Brave from SCW Pro, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
If you own a small business, you know how hard it can be to find new customers. Now, Town Square has new tools that can help your business stand out and grow today. Go to getlocalcustomersnow.com for a free local market competitive analysis that will show you what other businesses in town are doing to find new customers and how you can do it too with Town Square. Plus, be one of the first business owners to sign up with Town Square and receive $500 in free advertising on this radio station. Start growing your business today. Visit getlocalcustomersnow.com. Getlocalcustomersnow.com.
Since 1889, Carhartt's been making gear that has your back 24/7. And from March 31st to April 18th, we also have your wallets back with a 2 for $25 offer on our K87 t-shirts. That means you can get 2 of our toughest heavy-duty tees for one nice price. Stock up now and get ready to outwork them all. Carhartt, we've got your back 24/7. Shop at your local Tyson's today or online at Tysons.com. Tyson's, home, farm, auto.
Mike Greenberg, Greeny.
Did you see how much money Fernando Tatis just signed for?
14 years, $340 million.
If you have a child with athletic ability, make sure that kid plays baseball. By the way, while you're at it, tie his right arm behind his back and make sure he's left-handed, because then he might become a pitcher.
Greeny, 9 till 11 on ESPN 1170.
You're right on par in your M&M golf cart.
M&M Golf Cars, your authorized club car dealer, invites you to check out the new Onward by Club Car. Onward's all-new accessories personalize nearly every detail to fit your lifestyle. Customize yours at mmgolfcars.com. 1.99% financing for 48 months through the end of the month.
You're right on par in your M&M golf cart. M&M golf cart.
M&M Golf Cars, Bettendorf.
PointsBet understands that in sports, it pays to be fast. Download the PointsBet app now and use code Iowa2K to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Whether you're a bettor or a baller, a sharp or a sharpshooter, if you're making money or just playing money, sports is speed. Luckily, your sports book can keep up. When you bet with PointsBet, you get faster bets, faster withdrawals, and faster rewards at your fingertips. Plus, right now, PointsBet is giving customers the best odds on all pro sports. That's better odds and bigger payouts on our lightning fast app, because PointsBet knows every second matters. Time is money, and it pays to be fast. PointsBet has the best odds on all pro sports, so download the app now and use code Iowa2K to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. See for yourself why bettors are calling PointsBet innovative, lightning quick, and the reason they have ditched the other books. Download the app now to experience Iowa's premium sportsbook for yourself. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
It's time to rise and grind. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin.
Even if you weren't playing the best, which Mitchell Trubisky was not at the beginning of the year, even though the defense was stepping up their game to a different level and making him look decent, you're still undefeated. I don't understand why you get benched for Nick Foles at that time. And we're seeing it across multiple landscapes of different teams. And that relationship becomes fractured. That's hard to get back. And I think that relationship between Trubisky and Matt Nagy, the way Matt Nagy handled that with a guy like Nick Foles, that he brought in to say, hey, let's steal this thunder, I don't think you just get that back. So for anybody that's like, oh, why we sign Andy Dalton? We could have got Mitchell Trubisky. I'm sitting there saying, if I'm Mitchell Trubisky, I don't want to go back to Chicago.
Clearly.
Why do I want to go back to Matt Nagy? I want nothing to do with you. You go ahead and you take all that bad karma and you keep it right there.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin. Mornings on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
Guys, we need to clear a path here.
Indeed knows unexpected employee turnover can stall your business.
Stuff like tonight. John.
Like at Chris's Logistics Company. To avoid things grinding to a halt, he needs to get started hiring right away.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. And the moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first sponsored job post. Terms and conditions apply.
We're playing all the hits. The Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
Welcome back, everybody, to Don't Hassle So Local here on AM 1170.
Oh, yeah. Crazy stuff's going to happen today, T-Roy. That NHL trade deadline is going to go off at 2 o'clock our time.
Uh-huh.
The NHL trade deadline.
Oh, yeah.
Look out.
I'm so excited.
It's going to happen. The NHL trade deadline. All right. April 12th, 1980. 41 years ago today.
April 12th, 1980.
That's right.
Is it golf or baseball?
Neither.
Okay. It's an NFL draft.
No.
It's... All right, give me a hint. What sport?
The Olympics.
Oh, we boycott something in Russia?
We do. April 12th, 1980, the United States boycotts the Olympics. 41 years ago today, Vice President Walter Mondale basically got his marching orders from President Carter. And Mondale goes to the Olympic Committee and says, hey, I want you guys to boycott the 1980 Moscow Summer Games. The history behind that: the Soviet troops invaded Afghanistan in December of 1979 in response to Communist Party infighting, staging a coup and assassinating General Secretary Amin. In January of 1980, Carter gave the Soviets an ultimatum: get out! Get your troops out by February 20th or we're going to boycott. After months of trying to use a little bit of politicking here and there, the boycott officially took hold. 66 nations skipped the Moscow Games. Now we're looking at a possible idea that to boycott the 2020 Beijing Olympics in response to human rights abuses.
2022.
Yep. That would be
happening.
So far, yeah, I think it is.
Oh, it's happening. Australia is in on that because they're having a big time problem with Australia right now too. China is.
Isn't okay? From what I'm reading, like the United States is saying, like, no, our allies aren't all agreeing to aren't all agreeing to boycott, but China's like, I think you guys are all like conspiring to boycott type of thing.
Well, they will. I mean, I bet America, England, and Australia do for sure.
Gotcha.
My thoughts, and then we'll see if I imagine if that happens, the French and the Germans and the Italians go right along with it.
Gotcha. Geez. I have to address this from our friends on the Harrington's Pub.
Didn't they just have an Olympics in China? Like the Hong Kong Olympics or something?
I feel like it. Maybe they did, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. Kobe played it.
That's a great question. I think you're right. Yeah, over the weekend, I don't even know how I got into it on Twitter with Easer A's and Mikey and Tyler. Or whatever,
oh, and that guy's sticking his elbow out?
He didn't stick his elbow out.
You don't think he stuck his elbow out?
No, I don't.
I think he did.
So the thing is,
I was seeing you say that it wasn't
the
a
Marlins
strike.
versus it's Marlins versus the Mets. It's just happened like Wednesday or Thursday. I don't even know why this guy became a thing. The ball was inside. It barely clipped him.
I don't think it was that inside. I think he stuck his elbow into the ball. You still don't think he stuck his elbow?
I still don't think he stuck his elbow into the ball. So the bases are loaded. Bass is the closer for the Marlins. He'd already given up a home run to tie the game. Yes, I am bitter about Bass blowing the game because he was all over the place and walked the bases loaded. So the idea is I know if you look at the video, Easy Rays broke it down and said, look, the umpire's about ready to call a strike when he says he got hit by the pitch. But Bass is a terrible closer. He walked it. He's blown
that's
too.
Fine, but the dude stuck his elbow into it.
It really wasn't that blatant.
I disagree. I think it was very blatant.
Anyway, the same thing about. So then there was a pitch for the Oakland A's where a guy got hit in the privates.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Well, the pitcher really apologized though.
Well, yeah, I got away from him there, but then I said, he probably leaned into it, and everyone's like, "Oh, is this what you're gonna die? Is this what you're gonna?"
You're trolling people.
Yeah,
I see what you're up to.
Did you see also?
I didn't see all your.
I did that, and then Joe Musgrove, he hit a player. Also, I think it was Gallo. I was like, yeah, they probably think he leaned into that too, or else he would have had a perfect game during this no-hitter the other night.
Okay.
So then we start the show here and everything else, and Easy Ray says half of this show was an internet troll this weekend. I'm not an internet troll. I just don't believe the pitch was there.
The internet troll.
I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
For once, it wasn't me.
Of all people, Easy Rays. He saw how much equipment Bonds would wear or whatever else up there on his elbow to protect himself, and.
Well, if they're gonna let you wear it, I'd wear it too. It hurts getting on the elbow.
Yeah, I just didn't think it was really that big of. I didn't think I've watched it just as much as everybody else. I don't see it. I don't know what I'm not seeing.
To me, he's sticking it into it.
I saw it as he's a left-handed hitter.
He's a lefty, yeah.
I saw it as you kind of learn pitches that's inside. You kind of learn to turn because sometimes you wear it, right? But I just saw it like he was just turning on an inside pitch.
He was already set like this. This is how I see it. He was set, and then he went. There was no turn. It was this. This is what I saw.
I saw him turn.
I didn't. Maybe I can figure I can watch it again. I'll just go through and see where you guys were yelling at each other on the internet.
I wasn't yelling at anybody. I'm like, it's just I didn't think it was a strike. And he's already says in the Harrington's Pub Facebook comment thread, he said even the announcer said that's strike three. Good for them. I don't care what the computer said. I don't care what the announcer said.
I don't know. I think we'll have to put it to a vote.
No, I'm not putting it to a vote.
What do you mean?
Because all these people will just be voting.
Voting against you?
Yeah. I'm not putting it to a vote. I'm not doing that. So anyway. Nuh-uh is right. Well, you know I'm a sucker for no-hitters.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was really excited to watch that on Friday night. So Joe Musgrove threw it, who's, like I said, he's a San Diego native. All right. So he went 9 innings. He struck out 10, 0 walks. He hit one batter. The Padres were the last active franchise without a no-hitter, and it took them a record 8,206 games to get there first. Who has the most no-hitters, T-Roy?
Franchise?
Yep, by franchise.
Man. That's interesting because it could be where did Nolan Ryan get the majority of his is going to be a huge number. I'll say this: it's probably between 3 teams. In my guess.
Okay.
I would say it's between the Dodgers, the Yankees, or the Astros.
Okay.
Those are my 3 guesses.
Well,
they're all 3 wrong.
2 out of the 3 are not even in the top 5.
Okay. Well, which 2 are not in the top 5?
The Astros and the Yankees.
Okay, so the Dodgers are up there, but they're not number 1, you're telling me?
They are number 1.
Okay.
So very good guess, yeah.
The reason I was guessing the Dodgers is obviously you go back to Koufax, Drysdale, and that's kind of the...
They are number 1 by far.
Valenzuela.
Yeah, they have...
Oral Hershiser. They had a bunch of studs.
26 no-hitters.
Oh, my God.
That's right. Number 2. At 19.
At 19. Let me guess. American or National?
American League.
Cleveland.
No, but good guess. They are... looks like in the top... they are in the top 8.
Okay. American League.
American League, same division.
Same division as Cleveland?
Yeah. Surprisingly.
It's not the Royals. It's not your Twins.
It's definitely not the Twins.
Is it Detroit?
No.
The White Sox?
Yes.
Really?
19 no-hitters.
Wow.
Their last one, Lucas Giolito, in August 25th of 2020. Number 3, American League team as well.
Boston.
Yeah, absolutely. The last one was in 2008. It was John Lester, May 19th, 2008. Number 4, National League team.
National League team, the Cardinals.
No. Good guess, though.
Same division?
Nope.
Okay. Not the Scrubbies.
No. But they are close, which is weird.
Was it the Reds?
No, it's on the West Coast. But the Reds is a good guess as well.
Oh, the Giants.
Yes, it's the Giants. Okay. It is the Giants. They have 17. Their last one came in 2015, Chris Heston. The Cubs are after that with 16. Alec Mills just threw his September 13th, 2020. The Reds, Homer Bailey threw his in 2013. That's the last one was out at 16. Braves are at 14. The Indians are at 14. Then comes your Astros that you talked about, the A's and the Phillies at 13. So here's the teams, the bottom 5 with just 1. We already mentioned the Padres.
Right.
So the other ones are
Marlins?
No, Marlins have
multiple, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I mean, A.J. Burnett one time threw one for the Marlins, and he had 9 walks in the game. So he had a 1 whip during that. The teams with the only 1 are the Rockies.
Okay.
Ubaldo Jimenez in 2010. The Brewers only have 1. Wow. They haven't had one since 1987.
Wow.
Johan Santana got it for the Mets in 2012. Matt Garza got one for the Rays in 2010. And Dave Stieb got one for the Blue Jays in 1990. So if we're making a look at this dates, I gave you 1987, right?
Mm-hmm.
The longest drought right now is the one I just mentioned. The Brewers are on the longest drought right now of not having one. So, the Twins have 7. See any notable? Cardinals have 10. The last one hasn't. Their last one was in 2001. Bud Smith.
Bud Smith.
Some of these things make me really looking these dates make me feel old.
Why?
Because it just I realize that I've been playing fantasy baseball for how long, and I'm like, oh yeah, I know the name Bud Smith. I think he was on a team once or whatever else. The Yankees haven't had one since 1999. That was David Cohn's perfect game in July 18th of 1999. Same with the Rangers. Their last one was a perfect game as well. That was 1994. Kenny Rogers, not the game boy.
Islands in the stream.
Mm-hmm. That
is what we are.
That would be Kenny and Dolly.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm a sucker for the no-hitters. That's what I like to see. And speaking of baseball, it looks like A-Rod's going to get involved and mess around and buy the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Okay. What?
Yeah.
All right. He's got enough money, I guess.
I know. He last tried to get involved and buy the Mets. That fell through. And now he's going to get in the NBA thing as well. I mean, yes, it's lucrative, right? I don't know. It's just A-Rod. It just seems like A-Rod can't stop doing A-Rod little things.
Is he still with Jennifer Lopez?
No, I don't think so.
They broke up?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it says that Rodriguez and e-commerce billionaire Mark Lore have signed a letter of intent to purchase the NBA's Timberwolves and the WNBA's Lynx from the majority owner Glenn Taylor. It's supposed to be $1.5 billion range per ESPN. Taylor's still going to remain full control for both teams for 2 more years. A-Rod and Laura scheduled to take over in 2023. Taylor bought the team in 1995 for $88 million. Now he's going to turn around and sell it for $1.5. Good for her.
$1.5 billion.
$1.5 billion.
So it almost doubled.
Yes. Yeah. And it's not even, where are they at here? T-Wolves. Yeah, their team evaluations is at 1.43. Now, the T-Wolves would be the 4th NBA team to be sold in the last 4 years, joining the Jazz, the Nets, and the Rockets. NBA franchise valuations grew 476% during the 2010s. Like almost double what MLB has done. So here's the franchise valuations, the growth since during the 2010s.
Yeah.
NBA 476%. Here's where it gets shocking. MLB 262%. NHL 192%. Then NFL 179%. Is it just like a lack of why did the NFL only grow 179%?
Well, I'll tell you, it's pretty easy. The NFL was already worth a lot more than the other ones, and there's not that much more room to grow.
Mm-hmm.
That would be because we know the Cowboys are the most valued franchise in sports, correct?
I think it's them or the Yankees, yeah.
Well, I think Yankees are too. But what I'm getting at is, and then you start doing like the top 10, I think a lot of it's football. You know what I'm saying? Other than if you take out some, if you're going worldwide, there's going to be some professional soccer teams in there. I'm just talking about in American sports.
Yeah.
I'd have to imagine that the Steelers franchise has got to be pretty valuable up there, along with the Patriots. I actually would like to. I think we've done it before, but I'd like to take a look. I have the NBA team valuations in front of me, but I don't have the NFL. I'd like to take a look at that. Because, give me just off the top of your head as I look it up. What you think it is? What I would think. So I'm sure it would be Dallas first. I would have to say Pittsburgh, New England.
New England's got to be high up there. Right?
San Francisco should be pretty high up there. Actually, the Bears would be pretty high up there. The Giants probably being in New York.
I think the Bears are pretty high up there.
Yeah, the Bears are pretty.
We know the Cubs are high up there too. They're in the top.
No, I know
three.
Like the Packers aren't as high up as you'd think because of where they're at. Trying to think of that. Pittsburgh, New England. Pittsburgh might be lower than I thought, but Dallas. I'm trying to think of there anymore. Those would be the top 4 or 5 that I can think of.
Mm-hmm.
I bet the Rams are probably pretty high up there.
I've got a list in front of me from Forbes.com.
Okay.
At number 1, and this was in September of 2020, so this is right about the time kickoff started. The value of the Cowboys is $5.7 billion. Then at number 2 is the Patriots at $4.4 billion.
Okay.
The New York Giants.
Okay.
So now the New York Giants are number 3. The New York Knicks are number 1 in the NBA.
All right, what's the Giants at?
$4.3 billion.
All right, now what are the New York Knicks?
They are valued at $5.42 billion. Now, if that's not a fan base or something that needs to win, it needs an NBA championship. It needs a championship. I don't know what does. Because the Yankees are obviously going to be in the top 3.
Well,
so
the Yankees are got to be. I'll bet the Yankees are got to be like 5.6 because they're right behind Dallas. I'm almost positive.
Yeah, I know they're real close. But you have the
Who
Giants.
else you got for football? You got those are the top 3. What do you?
Your Rams that you mentioned, they're at number 4 at $4 billion.
Okay.
Then at number 5. The San Francisco 49ers, $3.8 billion.
Okay.
The New York Jets at number 6.
Well, makes sense.
$3.55 billion.
Okay.
The Bears at 7, $3.525 billion.
Okay.
The Washington football team, $3.5 billion.
Yeah.
At number 8. Number 9. The Philadelphia Eagles, $3.4 billion. Look at that. NFC East just represented in the top 10. Wow. This is...
What's Pittsburgh at?
Not in the top 10. Number 10 is the Houston Texans at $3.3 billion.
I knew they'd be up there.
Broncos at 11. Raiders at 12. Seahawks at 13. Packers at 14. Finally, at 15, at $3 billion, we bring in the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Huh. Well, I didn't do too bad on that.
The Vikings are at 2.95 at 17. The Dolphins are at 2.9.
Now, when you go to NBA, you had the Knicks at 5.42. Who's the next closest?
The Golden State Warriors.
Okay.
5.21.
All right.
Then the Lakers at 5.14. Okay. Then the Brooklyn Nets at 3.4.
See, it drops pretty far.
Yeah, and then the Celtics at 5 at 3.18. The Chicago Bulls are right outside the top 5 at 3.14. Again, not a title since 99.
But think about that. They had 3 in the 5 area, right? You know, obviously Dallas was the only one in the 5s, but then you had high, mid 4s, and then a lot of high 3s. But you got to think they've grown how much? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You're saying they grew blank percentages.
Yeah.
Just think they were already that low, and the NFL wasn't that low.
No. I mean, it even has a percentage how much they grew over the year or whatever else for each franchise. And like you said, it's not like too much because there's not that much room to grow. But it really meant, and this is a quote that we brought up plenty of times because when looking at 2020 and the pandemic and everything, MLB grew at 262%, but you have the owner of the Cardinals saying you don't go into the Major League Baseball business to make money. So that the numbers don't lie.
What do you got, the baseball numbers?
You want me to pull up the baseball valuation? I'll
Curious,
pull up,
because I want to see what the Yankees are at.
All right, I'll pull up the baseball valuation.
Right, so I'm sure Yankees are 1. The Mets got to be up there. The Dodgers are probably at 2.
Yeah.
I mean, the Dodgers.
Cubs are in the top 5.
Yeah, the Cubs got to be in the top 5. Probably Houston's up there in the top 10.
Well, we're going to look at this, and thanks to our friends at Sportico.com, they have the 2021. So Sportico, which is they're in the business of sports. So they talk about all kinds of things from finance to law to media to valuations.
Let me think who else will be up there. Probably Boston Red Sox will be up there. Let's see where I'm at.
All right. Let's see where you are at. Well, this thing is all over the map. What is this thing here doing to me here? This thing moving around.
Quit moving around.
I'm not. They are. The thing is.
I'm telling them.
Yeah.
Knock it off.
It does not look like the same team value. Do this. Sort by team value. This doesn't make any sense. I don't like the Sportico. It is the Yankees, but I'm going to get you to where we're at. Team value. I'm total value. I'm going to sort by total value. I don't like that one either.
Go to Forbes.
Yeah, it was Forbes. There it is. Yeah, they got it.
Forbes is way better.
It sure is. Makes it a lot easier to navigate. All right, at number 1. Yankees at $5.25 billion.
Wow, behind the Knicks. Okay.
Now it's an extreme drop off though.
To the Dodgers.
Yep, the Dodgers $3.57 billion.
All right, and then let me guess. The Mets.
No.
Cubs.
No.
Houston.
When I say it, you're gonna be like, "Oh, that makes sense."
Boston.
Yeah.
Okay.
$3.465 billion. Then it is the Cubs at $3.36 billion.
Okay. Then the Mets.
Not yet.
Houston.
Not yet.
San Fran.
Yes, $3.175 billion. And then it is the Mets at 6.
3.16 billion.
3.175.
Oh, they're tied.
What do you mean? No, I said the Giants. Who are you looking at? Oh, the Mets?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, no, 2.45.
2.45.
Yeah,
Okay.
but they out of everybody in the top 10.
Is Houston right after the Mets?
No, the Cardinals are.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
2.245. Then the Phillies at 8, $2.05 billion.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The Angels.
Yep.
2.025. Then the Washington Nationals. 1.925. So
where was Houston at?
Not till 12.
Okay.
Goes Braves, Houston, Rangers, then the White Sox, then the Blue Jays, then the Mariners, then the Padres, then the Orioles. The Minnesota Twins are at 19, the Diamondbacks at 20.
That shocks me that the Knicks are worth more than the Yankees. Doesn't it?
Yeah. But that is really shocking. At the very bottom of the list is the Miami Marlins.
1.2.
They're just real close, but just under that. 990 million. The Rays at the bottom, 1.05 billion. The Royals at 1.06. The Reds, 1.085. And then the Oakland Athletics, 1.125 billion. So, but the valuation of the team and what they're doing with it. But like I said, look at New York. When was the outside of the Giants? Right, they have a NFL title, 2 in the last 20 years. The Yankees have a few.
Yankees have a World Series,
but no NBA championships. No Brooklyn Nets. No.
They haven't. I mean, they haven't made it to a finals since
the Mets made it in 2015 against the Royals, but they lost in that. And before that, I think it was 2000.
The Knicks haven't been to a final since like 94. Was that 94, 95? They lost to
Houston, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was in the 1994, 1995 range. Well, I'm glad we're talking about baseball. We got to take a break when we come back. Let's do my power rankings. Let's figure out who do I like? Who do I think is the best team in the MLB right now? Maybe it might be some of the teams it might be some of the teams you don't like. I don't know. I'm not trolling you guys. I don't care what you say.
Trolling him.
Yeah. All right.
He's a troller.
All right, we'll do it. We'll be right back in just a minute here. Don't Hassle Us Local on ESPN.
Front Street Brewery, everybody. We're down there on Friday. It is the oldest brew pub in Iowa, and I'll tell you what, that tap room right along the Mississippi River, Jay and I were loving the view. They redid that, remodeled. It looks so great. There were some awesome beers we had. Jay, I remember I had the Wise Guy.
Mm-hmm.
The Wise Guy.
I had the Chi Chi, the new IPA.
Yeah, the new IPA.
That was really good, and I really liked the pineapple sour they had, which is
releasing this week, by the way.
Yes, and I think the key with that also is like a little bit that's almost like a mimosa beer. So
yeah, it was good, really good, and they had a lot of great food down there. The chef brought us out burgers. If those of you that didn't get to hear it on the radio, oh man, the burgers, the wings, Jay, that breaded tenderloin sandwich.
Yes. Good times down there.
Please get down and check them out. The restaurant is located at 208 East River Drive, and the tap room is in the Freight House Complex. Their Facebook has all their food and drink specials, so please check them out today. Those are our friends at Front Street Brewery.
We're going streaking through the quad and into the gymnasium. Come on, everybody! You like that? You like that?
Give me a hell yeah! I said give me a hell yeah!
This is Julian Vandervelde, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
This is Will at Dolan Jewelers telling you it's a great time to find the perfect engagement ring. We have a 1-carat diamond ring for $29.99. That's right, a 1-carat for just $29.99. Take advantage of our interest-free financing, and now that same ring is only $125 a month. We'll make it fun, fast, and easy with a selection of the most popular styles and diamonds. Visit us on Elmore Avenue in Davenport or DolanJewelers.com.
If you own a small business, you know how hard it can be to find new customers. Now, Town Square has new tools that can help your business stand out and grow today. Go to GetLocalCustomersNow.com for a free local market competitive analysis that will show you what other businesses in town are doing to find new customers and how you can do it too with Town Square. Plus, be one of the first business owners to sign up with Town Square and receive $500 in free advertising on this radio station. Start growing your business today. Visit GetLocalCustomersNow.com. That's GetLocalCustomersNow.com.
So you're what they call an industrial athlete, but this ain't no gym. You're working hard. You got the right tools to get the job done? Would you play football and roller skates? I don't think so. So if your gear is beat up, tore up, all around mucked up, come on in and boot up at Quad City Safety. 5311 Tremont Avenue, Davenport. Or check us out at QuadCitySafety.com.
We always use drive-through windows for fast food and banking. Now the Quad Cities has drive-through taxes with AmeriFile. Don't let COVID delay your tax refund this year. For the safest way to get your taxes done, use AmeriFile's drive-through tax service in Moline and Davenport. Stay safe in your car, drop your tax stuff off, and your taxes are prepared contact-free. Go to AmeriFile.com or call AmeriFile 762-8087.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 5510 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 5510. Enjoy.
I'm Kyle Montgomery with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Alabama's Najee Harris is the top-rated running back in the draft, according to NFL Network scouting analyst Bucky Brooks. And Harris told Brooks on the Move the Sticks podcast that playing at Alabama for a hard-nosed coach like Nick Saban makes him NFL ready.
Bama is like the miniature NFL. It is like they prepare you. I mean, you got to be mentally strong to be at that dang place. I mean, the meetings you have, just Saban yelling at you for no reason.
As for Brooks' top-rated receiver, LSU's Jamar Chase, one top talent evaluator told NFL Network insider in Rappaport that Chase is the best receiver prospect he's seen since Julio Jones. Find out where Chase, Harris, and all the top prospects end up live on NFL Network. Our coverage of the 3-day NFL Draft begins April 29th. And congrats to Eddie George. Stadium reports the Titans' all-time leading rusher will be named the new head football coach at Tennessee State University in Nashville. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Napa know-how.
At Napa, you don't need to be a magician to pull 20% savings out of thin air. All you need is a bucket. Yep, you can magically save on 3 or more items with a $2.99 Napa bucket. So use whatever magical catchphrase you want, like Abraca Bucket, or Alica Savings, or Bippity Boppity Bucket, and save 20% today. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa Know-How.
Napa know-how.
At participating locations, exclusions apply. May not be combined with other offers. Offer ends 4/30/21.
DQ presents... Picture this. Picture a DQ chicken and biscuits basket. All white meat chicken strips nestled next to crispy golden fries and 7 mini biscuits. Fluffy, flaky mini biscuits that you can dunk in a side of warm pepper gravy. Then you leave the drive-thru and your favorite song comes on the radio. And all the streetlights turn green. This mini win calls for a mini celebration with the DQ chicken and biscuits basket. Or get it delivered at DQ.com. DQ. Happy tastes good.
Wave your black flag. Your new home of White Sox baseball is the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 1170.
Welcome back, everybody, to Don't Hassle So Local. We are in the midst of Jaybird making his power rankings.
Yeah. So so before the season started, and that was a week ago Thursday, I gave you the power rankings, I think, on the Tuesday before season. So what I did was I gave it the full Thursday through now. We're here on Monday for power rankings type of thing. So I'm doing my power rankings. All right.
All right, who do you got it for? I guarantee I can guess the first two.
Sure. It's
the LA Dodgers and the San Diego Padres.
Reluctantly, at number 1, it's the Los Angeles Dodgers. At number 2, it's the San Diego Padres. Even with Tatis and the shoulder injury, the Padres are still looking good. They're, again, if you read what I wrote on ESPN 1170 AM, just a fun team to cheer for. Gotta love the uniforms. The no-hitter's a great story. Joe was a river bandit. But yeah, it sucks about Fernando Tatis when you have that violent of a swing and you extend your arms like that. I mean, sometimes it happens. But he's not anything new to these type of shoulder injuries, and I think he even heard it during spring training sliding in second. We'll see how long this can last, but same two teams I had 1 and 2 going into the preseason. So they're sticking right there. All right. At number 3.
Mets.
No. They're 2 and 3 on the season. No. I don't care about the Yankees. I don't care that they're the Yankees or whatever. So I'm lower on the Yankees than everybody else. No, and I'm mad at the Twins, so I dropped them. I'm mad at Alex Colomé, and so I'm really, really mad. So I dropped them. They're getting the wrath. They may not know it, but they're getting it. So
you got the Braves here?
No, I went with the Bryce Harper-led Philadelphia Phillies.
Oh, you surely did.
6-3 on the season so far.
Speaking of getting trolled.
I like the NL East. I like Atlanta. I like the Mets. I didn't even have Phillies in getting a wild card in this, and right now they're leading the division by 2 games over Atlanta. So I have them at number 3. At number 4, the Houston Astros, also 6-3, but they do not. They are tied for the lead. So my number 5 team is the Los Angeles Angels.
Really?
This is where. I don't want to do the whole Mike Trout versus Harper debate. It's not a debate to me.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah, because Trout's better.
And I was never huge. No. I was never a big Joe Madden fan. Okay? But I am intrigued, and I like this Ohtani. I like the pitcher that can hit. Sometimes he bats number 2. He hit a home run last week. And pitched. Yeah, and he actually, it was a pass ball. He covered home. Guy slipped his ankle. He left out there. And it was kind of like Madden leaving him out there to get the start so that he could qualify for the win. But it's working right now for the Angels, and Madden going over there and doing some of the things that he does. So right now they're at number 5 in my power rankings, and they are tied at 6-3 in the American League West. At number 6, your National League Central leading Cincinnati Reds. I don't know what it is about this team. It's not going to last long. I mean, when you have the names that they have on their team, that you're just like, okay, whatever.
Maybe it's special, Jay.
Maybe it's just the division, but Milwaukee's going to have to get after it. The Cardinals are going to have to get after it, and the Cubs are going to have to score runs. That whole idea of me saying that they're going to be 10-2 isn't working out right now because the Cubs are sitting at 4-5 right now. But at number 7, also in the division, is the Milwaukee Brewers. That's what I have in my power rankings at 7. Number 8. This is going to come in a fury.
Okay.
AL East.
Yankees.
No, because they're not leading the division. I had to give it to the Red Sox, but I don't really care for the Red Sox either. They're much like the Cincinnati Reds.
Okay.
But then I give it to the Yankees at 9. Then Baltimore at 10. Look at that. 3 in a row in one division. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
So, everybody else, the Rays and Toronto, they're sitting at 4 and 5 as well. Toronto, I think I like a little bit more than the Rays. The Rays always seem to be around, but they're not going to make my top 15. 11, the Indians.
Okay.
Just because they're leading the division by half a game.
Where's Atlanta?
Huh?
Where's Atlanta?
They're I dropped them down a little bit. Okay. They're 4 and 5 on the season. I can't really get you up there if you're not above 500. I mean, that's not true because I gave it to the Yankees and Baltimore, but I think it's a little bit tougher the division. Number 12 at 5-4, the Cardinals, and then I'll just give you 13, 14, 15, and we'll be done with this. 13, the Royals at 4 and 3. 14 at 5-4, the Minnesota Twins. I know, big fall for them. Where did I have them at before? 4?
3, I think.
3. I think I had them at 4. Don't be ridiculous now. Appreciate it. At 15, just for fun, because it won't be there for long. But you just want to, remind everyone that there is a team in Seattle, the Seattle Mariners at 5-4. But there are some other teams on the outside looking in. The San Francisco Giants at 6-3. They're sniffing being in the top 15. And then you have Atlanta also sniffing being in there, but they don't have a 500 record right now. So the Giants are winning despite being the Giants right now. So today I'm looking at our DFS that we're going to line up. I'm going to add in Brandon Belt. He's going to be going up against Wade Miley. He's a 500 hitter against Wade Miley. Buster Posey, I'm going to add in as my catcher. He's also been hitting well against Wade Miley in his career. He's got 29 plate appearances, 380. He's got 385 batting average with 1 home run against him. And I'm going to add in outfielder Brandon Nimmo versus Chase Anderson. He's got 10 plate appearances against Chase with 375 batting average and 1 home run. So we got to fill out a team here. What? I just did that. All right. So I just mentioned Posey, right?
Yeah.
You don't sound too excited about this. I need more.
I'm excited. I just don't,
What?
I don't know what we're picking.
Well, I'm going to do a DFS with the guys that I just said, right? And then I'm going to let you fill in the rest of guys that. So, because these guys I'm getting are under. So I've got a catcher, I've got a first baseman, and I've got an outfielder.
Okay.
But we're still going to need 2 pitchers. We're going to need a second baseman, a third baseman, shortstop, and 2 outfielders, which is roughly giving us about 5.5 left because the guys I took were low in the salary, but they have good matchups.
All right.
So what do you want first? You want a pitcher? You want to see if there's anybody?
I need a power hitter.
You want a power hitter, huh?
We need somebody for the outfield.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So can we do Juan Soto?
Let me see. Yeah, we can.
Okay.
He's at 5.4, right around our average, just under our average. Okay.
Okay. How many more outfielders do we need?
Just one more.
One more. Let's see, Jay. Why don't we take... Why don't we take... can we get Mookie Betts?
Let's see here. It doesn't look like it, and the reason being is they're probably off.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll give you the top ones.
All right.
The top, Trout is at 6.1. Our boy, Acuna. Acuna.
Yeah.
See, Harper, you saw that.
Acuna.
You want to do Acuna?
Yeah.
After Harper told that fan this is how you say his name? Because the guy kept saying, Harper, you're never going to be as good as Acuna. He's like Acuna.
That was pretty funny. All right, so we are outfield set.
Outfield set. We got Acuna, Nemo, and Soto.
And now we need to do our infield. So we need a second baseman and a third baseman? Is that
Second,
right?
third baseman, shortstop, and are you interested in pitching at all?
Well, yeah, we got to do it, right?
Yeah, we do, but I didn't know how much you want to invest in the pitching.
What pitchers are available? How about that?
Garrett Cole is the most expensive at 10.7. Then Tyler Glasnow at 10.4. Then Greinke at 10.2.
Keep going down.
Yeah. I don't even like. See, the thing is you would a week ago you'd get Carlos Rodon at a lot cheaper. Now he's at 9.4. Let's see here. What we want to do is we want to find someone who's going up against a lineup that's not too strong. So
who are the Cubs playing? The Brewers? Take a guy from the Brewers. Take that kid from the Brewers tonight. You already said he was going to start.
Yeah, Peralta?
Yeah.
All right, let me look.
Starter from the Brewers.
Yeah, he's 7.7, but we'll take him.
That's fine.
They're going to throw it. Yeah, they'll swing at anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like the Cubs are like a drunk girl at the bar at 1 o'clock doing too many tequila shots. They'll swing at anything. Let's take. Oh, I don't want to do that. I was going to say let's take Casey Mize, but I don't really want to go up against Houston for Detroit.
No. Let's see who. All right. How about this? Teams that are playing garbage ball right now.
I don't want to take Sandy. I don't want to take that. I don't want to take Miley. Ugh.
Who's playing the Marlins?
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, Atlanta.
Who's the starter?
It's Wainoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Or do you want to take Sandy Alcantara? Hold on.
I want the Brave starter.
I'm just gonna look at the prices here. You sure that's what you want? Yeah, we're gonna go with the Brave starter.
All right. So now we're sitting pretty good. We got to do.
Now we've got 4.6 for 3 spots left, but we don't have to we don't have to spend we can go higher and drop down.
But we need
second baseman, a third baseman, and shortstop.
Okay. Let's see. Shortstop. Give me the shortstop from the Braves.
Okay. Usually that would be. Is he that? Okay. I believe that would be Dansby. Let's see where he's at. Yep. So Dansby Swanson, 4.1. You're under the thing. Okay.
All right. Give me. Let's see. At second base, Jay. Give me the kid for the Dodgers.
Okay. Let's see who they got in the lineup here. Boy, I think you're going to get some money going all around here. The Dodgers aren't playing. Remember, Mookie Betts wasn't in. Dodgers, yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Give me that Odor guy. Is he playing?
Yes. That's who you want?
Yeah.
All right.
Give me over.
That gives you a lot of money left. You have 7,000 for third base.
Third base. Give me the third baseman from the Padres.
Oh, you want
the big guy. Isn't that the one dude?
What? Well, you keep coming up with things. I don't think the Padres are playing. Oh yeah, they are. Hold on. So that would be why is he not in the lineup? Well, maybe he's playing shortstop for him. Where is the? Let me see this. Oh, maybe they just don't add the Padres into this game because it's a little bit earlier in that. So that's the problem. Sorry, buddy.
All right, then give
the Padres
me,
are too early because it's a 5:35 first pitch for us. It's a day game for them. 3:35 out there. No, that'll be 6:35 p.m. for Pittsburgh, but it's 5:35 us. Everything we have is 6:05 and beyond.
Okay. Give me some teams. Give me some teams. Name some teams out there playing so I can.
Well, you got guys that are out there. You got DJ LeMahieu for the Yankees at Toronto. Jose Ramirez for the Cleveland at the White Sox. Nolan Arenado. Chris Bryant.
Nolan Arenado?
Mm-hmm.
He's a Cardinal, right?
He is now, yeah.
Give me him.
Okay, you have a lot of money left. You have 1.7 in case you want to move some things around.
I think that's good.
Okay, we're going to save it then. All right. We'll make some changes here and there. But, no, I like it for now. I really do. But, yeah, the DFS for the golf, we were looking good. And then it just kind of spun out of nowhere.
Yeah, that one that we did the tiers, that had to have been the best one we had.
Well, here, I'll go.
Because I'm looking, we only had one guy miss the cut. We had the winner, right? So of our golfers, of the 5 that were left out of the 6, we were minus 17, and then add 6 to that. So we were minus 11 overall. And then DJ missed the cut. So whatever that gave us a penalty to that.
Well, I'm trying to look it up for you here. And the PJ tiers, okay. Where did we finish? All right, well, we did not. The winner had 543.5 points from their tiers, and we were way off, 378. So DJ only scored us 26. Ram scored us 84. Morikawa got us 70. Westwood missed the cut.
We didn't have Westwood. Fleetwood. You gave me Westwood?
We had Westwood.
I wrote down Fleetwood.
No, it was in tier 4. Matsuyama was in tier 5. We got that.
Yep.
And then Louis
Oosthuizen.
yeah.
Oosthuizen.
So I don't even know how we didn't.
Louis.
Yeah, I mean,
Big
obviously
Louis.
these 2 cuts, but yeah, this guy had Hideki. So he had DJ. He had Spieth, Schauffele. Yeah, Finau, Reed, Hideki, and Casey. That was his tier, the person who won it. And they're $750 richer. We're not.
Dang it.
I know. That's what I say, T-Roy. That's why we do this stuff, to make some money.
We're going to get it one of these days.
One of these days we're going to. It's just going to be nuts. Absolutely nuts when we pull it off. So, last week was the anniversary of The Sandlot.
Okay.
We've done this before, but I'm going to ask you. And I said, listen, it's a fine enough movie.
Right.
It's not my top 5 baseball.
Well, my favorite is Field of Dreams, and then Bull Durham, and then Major League.
Yeah.
Those are my top 3 going
Bad
down.
News Bears.
Probably Bad News Bears and The Natural.
Yeah. I agree. And then 61.
61's good. I say Sandlot's right up there. What other ones am I forgetting?
Well, there's other ones out there you have For the Love of the Game.
Yeah, there was Sappy. Stealing Home.
Stealing Home, is that really a baseball movie? That's,
I don't know. It's got Mark Harmon in it.
Yeah.
He scored pretty high on our actor-athlete draft, thing.
Like I said, people love that movie.
But you got to think about this too. Of the best ones, 4 of them came out in the 80s. Field of Dreams, Bull Durham, Major League, and The Natural.
Mm-hmm.
Bad News Bears was what, late 70s?
76, I believe.
Yeah. Because the natural was probably like what, 82 or 3?
I think it's
around there. But Field of Dreams was like,
I think The Natural's like 85.
Field of Dreams was like 88 or 89.
Field of Dreams in 1987.
Okay. And then Bull Durham was before that.
Oh, did I just say 87? It's 89.
89. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Field of Dreams was 89.
Bull Durham's 88.
88.
Major League is 89.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. Yeah, the Natural was probably like 83 or 84.
It's 4, 5, or 6 is where you're at on those, though. It's right there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay. It's just not. I don't know why. It's just never been like the go-to movie for me, and it's not. It wasn't like I was doing my internet trolling. I just said like, hey, it came out this day in 1993, and I said, oddly enough, this isn't my top 5. Where people are like, well, what would be in your top 5? And I just rattled off like 7 movies, and I was like, these are just as fine for me as Sandlot. I mean, I don't know. There's some good lines in it, but it's just the way it is for me right now. All right, well, we need to take a break here. ESPN 1170. We got to do our first break of the second hour. T-Roy, read something for me.
I can do that for you, Bird. Since 1934, Tri-City Equipment has been your source for restaurant equipment and value. They delivered a bunch of brand new furniture to Pints this morning, Jay,
right, for the
patio. Yeah. Well, thanks to everybody for showing up to Pints for our 13th anniversary celebration yesterday.
That was a lot of fun yesterday.
It sure was. So anyway, at Tri-City Equipment, remember, they deliver to all Quad City residents. So all you got to do is stop down to 527 West 4th Street in Davenport and let Kurt, Terry, or Kevin give you a little tour around their 2,400 square foot showroom. Remember, the showroom hours are 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. Give them a call today, 563-322-5382. Tri-City Equipment, 527 West 4th Street in Davenport.
You like that? You like that? Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
This is Tom Kakert from HawkeyeReport.com, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
PointsBet understands that in sports, it pays to be fast. Download the PointsBet app now and use code Iowa2K to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Whether you're a bettor or a baller, a sharp or a sharpshooter, if you're making money or just laying money, sports is speed. Luckily, your sports book can keep up. When you bet with PointsBet, you get faster bets, faster withdrawals, and faster rewards at your fingertips. Plus, right now, PointsBet is giving customers the best odds on all pro sports. That's better odds and bigger payouts on our lightning fast app, because PointsBet knows every second matters. Time is money, and it pays to be fast. PointsBet has the best odds on all pro sports, so download the app now and use code Iowa2K to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. See for yourself why bettors are calling PointsBet innovative, lightning quick, and the reason they have ditched the other books. Download the app now to experience Iowa's premium sportsbook for yourself. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
If you own a small business, you know how hard it can be to find new customers. Now, Town Square has new tools that can help your business stand out and grow today. Go to GetLocalCustomersNow.com for a free local market competitive analysis that will show you what other businesses in town are doing to find new customers and how you can do it too with Town Square. Plus, be one of the first business owners to sign up with Town Square and receive $500 in free advertising on this radio station. Start growing your business today. Visit GetLocalCustomersNow.com. That's GetLocalCustomersNow.com.
Since 1889, Carhartt's been making gear that has your back 24/7. And from March 31st to April 18th, we also have your wallets back with a 2 for $25 offer on our K87 t-shirts. That means you can get 2 of our toughest heavy-duty tees for one nice price. Stock up now and get ready to outwork them all. Carhartt, we've got your back 24/7. Shop at your local Tyson's today or online at Tysons.com. Tyson's, home, farm, auto.
You're right on par in your M&M golf car.
M&M Golf Cars, your authorized club car dealer, invites you to check out the new Onward by Club Car. Onward's all-new accessories personalize nearly every detail to fit your lifestyle. Customize yours at mmgolfcars.com. 1.99% financing for 48 months through the end of the month.
You're right on par in your M&M golf car. M&M golf cars.
M&M Golf Cars, Bettendorf.
Keyshawn Johnson, Jay Williams, and Zubin Mahente.
If I take a guy at 6, what am I going to do with that guy?
How many opportunities do you get a chance to draft a franchise QB? If Zach Wilson is that guy, you do that.
Why would I trade Carson Wentz, make Jalen Hurts feel like it's his job, and then I go draft a guy? Why in the hell would I do that?
Keyshawn, Jay, Will, and Zubin. Mornings on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
It's tax time. Get a whole house furniture package for just $15.99 at Brady Home Furniture in Davenport. Same-day delivery. In stock now. No credit needed. 90 days, same as cash. All package items are Ashley brand. Choose a 5-piece bedroom set plus 2-piece sectional or sofa and love seat. 3-piece coffee table set and your choice of a 5-piece dining room set, all for $15.99. Limited stock. So hurry to Brady Home Furniture, 1129 Brady Street, Davenport, Iowa. That's Brady Home Furniture, Brady Street, Davenport.
The Max Kellerman Show. You want to make sure not to grind these guys down to a nub so when the playoffs start, you got nothing left. With the playing games, it's no longer over 50% of the teams that play past the regular season. It's now 2/3 of all teams in the NBA. So I think it's safe to say the Knicks will at least be playing in a playing game.
Max Kellerman Show. Weekdays at 2 on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
I'm Kyle Montgomery with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Alabama's Najee Harris is the top-rated running back in the draft, according to NFL Network scouting analyst Bucky Brooks. And Harris told Brooks on the Move the Sticks podcast that playing at Alabama for a hard-nosed coach like Nick Saban makes him NFL ready.
Bama is like the miniature NFL. It is like they prepare you. I mean, you gotta be mentally strong to get that dang place. I mean, the meetings you have, the saving yelling at you for no reason.
As for Brooks' top-rated receiver, LSU's Jamar Chase, one top talent evaluator told NFL Network insider in Rappaport that Chase is the best receiver prospect he's seen since Julio Jones. Find out where Chase, Harris, and all the top prospects end up live on NFL Network. Our coverage of the 3-day NFL Draft begins April 29th. And congrats to Eddie George. Stadium reports the Titans' all-time leading rusher will be named the new head football coach at Tennessee State University in Nashville. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Napa know-how.
At Napa, you don't need to be a magician to pull 20% savings out of thin air. All you need is a bucket. Yep, you can magically save on 3 or more items with a $2.99 Napa bucket. So use whatever magical catchphrase you want, like Abraca Bucket, or Alica Savings, or Bippity Boppity Bucket, and save 20% today. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa Know-How.
Napa know-how.
At participating locations, exclusions apply. May not be combined with other offers. Offer ends 4/30/21.
DQ presents Picture this. Picture a DQ chicken and biscuits basket. All white meat chicken strips nestled next to crispy golden fries and 7 mini biscuits. Fluffy, flaky mini biscuits that you can dunk in a side of warm pepper gravy. Then you leave the drive-thru and your favorite song comes on the radio. And all the streetlights turn green. This mini win calls for a mini celebration with the DQ chicken and biscuits basket. Or get it delivered at DQ.com. DQ. Happy tastes good.
From the Vegas Gaming Cafe, this is the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM, KBLB Davenport, a Town Square media station.
We're back, you little hassle maniacs. Thanks for tuning in today out there on Facebook land and AM 1170.
Usually we start off the show where I'm like, yeah, we got to do some housekeeping. We got to, go through things that are local news going on and everything else. But we had so much going on with the Masters and WrestleMania and baseball back and everything else. But this is a serious thing, and we just need to talk about it briefly. And I don't think you are aware of this, T-Roy.
Okay.
And for those of you out there who are familiar with the show, either we have conversations before or after the show and we kind of know what we're talking about, or sometimes I just say like, hey, what about this? Do you know about this? And it's something we need to bring up. There was a video that went viral.
Talking about Moline.
Yes, on Thursday and into Friday and a little bit of Saturday, okay?
Yeah, I read the statement from the Moline Police Department. They did a pretty thorough investigation into this.
Okay.
So they did release something on Twitter, basically saying that they did their full report, sent all their findings off to the superintendent, because whatever, there might be things within the school that, whatever. But yeah, they put out a pretty...
So starting on Thursday, this video comes out that I would say this is a hazing incident, wouldn't you? Did you see the video at all?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So I would say this is a hazing incident for a Moline student-athlete, football player.
Correct.
Who happens to be African-American. And they tell him that you're going to sit in a locker, you have to sit in this locker, and they have a little stool there. The problem is right away when you see what's hanging, and they are banana peels. Yes. Right? Now, so I've seen it multiple times. Right? The first thing I saw when I watched the video was the young man and the look on his face. He did not seem happy to be following the hazing rituals or whatever else it is, okay? So that's the first thing. Then I saw the banana peels, and I said, oh, not good. This is not good at all. And so this is on Thursday. It makes its rounds social media here in the Quad Cities. They have a game on Friday. No punishment for any of these kids? The kids get a play?
I think right after the game was when the police conducted their interview.
The police were waiting for the bus, yeah.
Yeah.
But you're trying to tell me
the statement from the police department was something along the lines of think better, do better, and continue being better.
Okay.
Like their whole thing was, this is not acceptable. We need to educate our young youth, or our young athletes, or any of our youth, to the point where, hey, come on, you need to understand what's right and wrong. And I went so far as to say, I don't know if you saw my tweet.
Okay.
I
don't think I did.
We're at the point, and this is what inspired that tweet. I feel that we are at the point with social media that to be on social media, I think you need to be of a certain age. It's much like cigarette use or alcohol use. These kids are doing things, and this goes back, Jay, to many different examples of people that have posted things from their youth that comes back to haunt them.
Okay.
Now, I know I might be reaching a little bit here, so bear with me. It might sound like old guy yelling at the clouds, but I'm sorry. Someone that, when you're 14, 15, 16, 17, and unless you're a goody two-shoe kid, which I certainly wasn't. I mean, there's a ton of crap I did when I was a kid that I would certainly not want to come back and bite me in the butt now, but there's no record of it other than me and my friends joking around. Oh my God, remember when we did this, that, and that? Okay, yeah. Oh my God, I can't believe we didn't go to jail. Blah, blah, things like that. This is a recording of these things by children.
Yeah. Well, they're definitely minors, yeah.
And it's, you do not make the best decisions when you're that age, and that is why they don't allow you to drink. That is why they don't allow you to smoke cigarettes. It's there's so many things that are limited. You can't drive a car to your certain age. You follow me here?
I completely am following you. What I'm trying to figure out is, I would like to know the backstory of this before, because I don't want to rush to judgment. Because there's a couple reasons why. I have a couple reasons why. One, I don't want to rush to judgment the way that some in the media here in the Quad Cities have rushed to judgment and other things that happen with sports around here.
Okay.
Right? And I don't want to be called like a homer or this and that. The question is why was he forced to sit in there? Did he do something at practice, or was he moved up from the freshman team up to varsity?
That's one thing. Why were they hazing him?
Yeah.
Would be a good question. 2, why do they choose that form of hazing?
Yeah.
3, I thought hazing was pretty much outlawed everywhere recently.
You would think, because it's a form of bullying. And
right.
So is this a practice that has happened before and the coaches are aware of it, or did they just pretend? To me, here's a couple things.
Well, and then at the same time, when I get to my 4th on this, Jay, so those 3 things are all relevant, like who, what, why, and then what made you think that it was smart to record this on social media? What made you think that was a good idea? And that doesn't even, I'm not even scratching the surface of you're putting a kid in a locker with banana peels. The whole, and listen, from the reports, the police, it was the team that was doing it, and it was a mixture of races. It wasn't just, you follow what I'm saying? You follow what I'm saying?
And on top of it,
so somebody in that room, I'm finding it hard to believe that somebody in the room did not realize that maybe putting an African American kid in a locker with banana peels was not a good idea. Like, who did that not pop in your brain that that's a terrible idea?
But to your point, even if the team that's doing the hazing is of different races, a 15-year-old, a 16-year-old may not be that well versed in the history of what that may be. 15, 6, do you know what I'm saying? So
and hence the age they shouldn't be on social media.
I'm with you 100% in this, because now you look at it, and if the police can come back and go like, hey, we talked to everybody, told them do better, think better, be better, and now we have to talk to their parents and be like, you need to teach them this. Well, there's all kinds of teaching that moments that need to happen here. But the other one that should have been at the time was when it came on Thursday is, you're not playing on Friday. This win against Galesburg is not that big of a deal to us.
Well, that should have been a decision from did the coaching staff know about it? I don't know. I'm not going to throw stones at them until I know for a fact. But if the police had already got a hold of it, you'd have to think that at least maybe someone in the administration knew about it.
Well,
right? I mean, if the police are there waiting to interview people when they're coming off the bus, it got out pretty quick.
I talk about this and tread lightly because I don't want the whole idea of any past or Iowa versus Illinois or whatever else. But realistically, Moline High School administration, you got to do better. Like, you have to do better here because they're just off an article that came out, their findings of their girls basketball coach who had...
Yeah, that thing went down, yeah.
Yeah, a tape leaked. Yeah. Supposedly leaked.
Yeah. Another reason. Think about this.
Don't be on... Here's the deal.
Follow me
here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Whatever happened, that thing got leaked into a snap, okay? Mm-hmm. A video of sorts, okay? Sure. Another thing, how my idea would have helped, if kids are not allowed onto those things, then that only leaks to other adults.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing.
But you know what I'm saying?
No, I get it. So you don't have to, I don't care if you're a coach or you're a teacher or whatever else, you don't have to accept the friend requests of teenagers when you're an adult. That is the craziest thing that we're losing here. If you want to talk about moments of like old man yelling at clouds, here's going to be my moment.
I'm with you.
Here's
100%
my moment.
With you, Ron.
Here's my moment when we no longer call them by their last coach, whatever else, Mr. whatever else. When we start calling them by their first names, because parents have stopped doing that. This is Mr. Such and Such, or what we do, what you and I will do. Mr. We'll go by first name. Yeah. Like my kids call you Mr. Troy or Mr. T.
And I call you're Mr. J.
But at least you do that. But we stopped doing that. Then, when I was, again, for those out there who don't know, I was a teacher. The big word when you're going through college was rapport. You do not have a relationship with these students. They're not your friends. You have a rapport, and hopefully, it's good enough that it's one of respect. You give it, they give you respect. You give it to them. You don't talk down to them. They don't step out of line with you. That's rapport. You don't have to be friends with these people. And so when it gets leaked. But the problem here is, Moline, do better, is this happened in November or December. And it wasn't until it came out in the newspaper that they did their findings and they put it to bed. She's on paid leave. But what takes that long to do an interview process? Why was it... I knew about it that weekend that it happened. Am I going to sit here and come on air and say all this stuff? No. I'm not going to.
We didn't know anything about it. I mean...
I knew of it.
We knew... rumors of it, right? Yeah. I mean, we didn't know the exact facts, so I mean, it'd be.
But my point is, if you're administration, you got to pull. I mean, if you're athletic director, not even we'll go, not to take anything away like the athletic directors, but they're down there a little bit. You pull all those coaches in. I don't care. You don't even pull them in. Put them on a Zoom. Dummies, be better. Stop it. Like. You know what I'm saying? Get control of what's going on.
I find it hard to believe that any coaches were around when that happened. How about that?
The thing that happened on Thursday.
Yeah. I'm finding it really hard to believe.
That's why I want to know the backstory so bad.
Right.
Is this a first-time thing? Is this something that they've done because the kid got moved up from freshman to varsity? Which I don't know. I'm speculating. I'm like, I want to know the story behind it. Right. Like, what is it that this student-athlete did that you decided that you're going to videotape and put him in a locker? And it wasn't like they're not shoving him in a locker. It's a nice-looking locker.
I mean, there's times, I remember playing football as a kid. There's times when you're in the locker room, there's no coaches around. Mm-hmm. So it's not beyond the realm for me to say that. I find it very hard to believe that if an adult had been there to see that would have gone a completely different way. That would have been stopped immediately. But the fact that it was already set up, you know what I'm saying? Like
so bad.
Someone took time to
eat the bananas. To say, like, I want you to eat this banana, and someone goes, why? And he goes, oh, because we're going to take the peels after you eat it and hang it up in his locker, and we're going to make kids in it. Like, no one goes, oh, that's a bad idea. Like, nobody does. Where's your thought process of, like, I don't think this is going to end well. Again, you're right, though, because they're breaking down film, they're doing whatever else, they're doing post-practice setup and pre-game stuff that they are. So the coaches can't be around all the time, but then you have parents and you have everything else.
They're doing their thing, and it's a locker room, so the coaches are doing their thing, talking, whatever. It's a practice, or they're probably outside still. Who knows? Maybe it's something they're helping with the equipment. Who knows? And the kids are running in and getting their changed, going, doing whatever. But, yeah. There's no way that a coach was there. And so I get it. You as the athletic director, you're going to say something to the coaches, but yeah, you're probably right. That game should not have been played.
But I mean, kids should have not played
this week. I mean,
the game should have played, but the kids should not have played. And then I think
maybe they couldn't identify everybody.
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, voice wise, I mean, you could probably tell there sounds like there's a distinctive. Probably 3 or 4 voices that I could have probably, but I don't. Maybe the coaches knew who all would have been there.
So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go, hey, I mean.
Well, how about this, Jay?
Yeah.
Let's pretend you're the coach and I'm the student.
Yes.
And I was on this team.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you come to me. This video comes out, and you come to me and you start asking me questions about it.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna keep this radio.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say I saw the video that came from your phone that got leaked. That got leaked, not leaked, but got posted on social media.
So it has to be my phone?
Well, yeah, it's your phone. Like, I talked to X, Y, and Z. The thing is...
I was just filming, Coach.
Yeah, but you're a willing participant. I
wasn't saying anything, Coach. I was just filming.
But you didn't stop it.
I don't remember who was there.
You didn't stop
Follow
it.
Me?
Yes, but you didn't stop it.
I'm not going to tell my friends because I don't want to tell my friends, right?
I have made better... As a coach, I have taught you well enough and coached you well enough to make better decisions. And obviously... You decided not to make that better decision.
This is where I hang my head and I know that I'm in trouble.
Yes.
But I'm still not telling you who was all there.
Eventually, kids will.
Right.
They'll give themselves enough rope to hang themselves. That's what being an adolescent is.
Yeah.
Making dumb decisions and then being like... And then you say something
you're as a coach, you're going to recognize some of those voices, for sure.
Yes. And then you're going to say something like, well, I videotaped it, but such and such...
ate the bananas.
Yes. Right. And then you're going to walk away, and then they're going to go, I saw you ate the bananas, and I heard you ate the bananas and hung it there. And they're going to go, oh, well, yeah, well, such and such thought it was a good idea, and they're going to eventually do it. You're not going to get the whole thing like, we need someone to step forward and take responsibility for this. Who wants to sit out? But again, how is this not, I mean... All right, so then you have, like, the situation is on social media. Then you have people that are like, stop watching this video, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not against, like, watching the video and sharing it because I think I didn't share it, but I mean talking to people about it because I think it's important to talk about these things so that we don't do these things again. But how is this not blown up? This is something that's on video. On video. 2 things on video. And we got... Sorry, now I'm going to do it. Hearsay of what, and we've already talked about, what a 17, 16-year-old said of something that happened in August of 2019. Not video. Hearsay, and it blew up. It was in the Times. It was on WHBF, and it cost a coach a job because it was all about recruiting from the same school, who, by the way, has a quarterback who transferred from Allman. May or may not have been on the tape. But this doesn't blow up. Video doesn't. All we get is we get shares of like, well, the coach and the administration were not available for comment after the game on Friday. The Moline Police Department, the person on the school board who is now mayor-elect. And she was right. Everything she wrote in there was right. Like, this is not the type of Moline I want. This is not the school that we want.
Not.
Yeah, school board. Everything.
I mean, listen, I get it. Like, people on the school board, maybe the reaction to the video could have come faster and stopped the game if that's the criticism. But I don't think anybody in that school board's like, "Oh yeah, this is cool."
Yeah,
I mean, they're probably like, "You got to be kidding me," because now they got to clean this mess up because it's a reflection on them as well.
Yeah, and they do have to clean this mess up. But the thing is, it just seems like they just expect it to go away.
It ain't gonna go away. I mean, that thing made national news. I'm pretty sure.
well, I know there's people that are like, my kids are not, I wouldn't have my kids play for this. My kids wouldn't do this, blah, blah, blah. But the Twins, this is just in the Twins Red Sox game has been postponed. No news why right now. They're going to issue the Twins are issuing a statement, so there'll be no afternoon game. We do have to take a quick break here.
COVID?
ESPN, I don't know. ESPN 1170 AM, our second one of the hour. I want to remind everyone about Tim Hernandez, our guy from eXp Realty. He's been involved in the real estate market since 2007. Tim specializes in residential home buying and selling and other things such like helping investors locate investment properties. So if you want to invest some money here and there, you can contact Tim at 563-508-7221. He also assists with property management. So let's say you already have that investment property that we talked about, but you don't want to deal with finding someone to take over sign a lease, or I don't know, it could go as far as like getting someone to do your landscaping for there. He will help you with that as well. I call him at 508-7221. And he also is an expert at rehabbing on flips. So he can help you do that as well. Make a little money. Allow Tim to assist you with your next real estate transaction. He's licensed in both Iowa and Illinois. Call Tim at 563-508-7221. We'll be right back here. Don't hassle us, we're local here on ESPN 1170 AM.
This is Josh Sides, head coach, St. Ambrose University Esports. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
When it came time to replace our old drafty windows, we opted for quality with style, installed by professionals.
Renewal by Anderson.
I'm Sam Hare with Renewal by Anderson. It's time to start thinking about replacing those old drafty and hard to open windows with new, energy efficient, and easy to clean windows from Renewal by Anderson. Made with our exclusive Fibrex material, which is scientifically proven to be better than vinyl. See our easy-to-clean and low-maintenance windows that'll also save you on energy. Spring is here, and so is our best deal of the year. 10% off your window or door project, or 25% off your entire house project. And we make buying easy. No money down, no payments, and no interest for 24 months. That's 2 years. Check out renewalbyanderson.com for details, or visit us at our showroom on Farmington Road.
Renewal by Anderson. We love our new windows.
If you own a small business, you know how hard it can be to find new customers. Now, Town Square has new tools that can help your business stand out and grow today. Go to getlocalcustomersnow.com for a free local market competitive analysis that will show you what other businesses in town are doing to find new customers and how you can do it too with Town Square. Plus, be one of the first business owners to sign up with Town Square and receive $500 in free advertising on this radio station. Start growing your business today. Visit getlocalcustomersnow.com. Getlocalcustomersnow.com.
Ace Muffler Clinic has been serving the Quad Cities area for over 60 years. There's a reason why our customers continue to trust us with their vehicles. We can fix almost anything. We can fix your muffler, tune your brakes, change your oil, change your tires, replace your battery, customize your exhaust, tune your engine, repair your suspension, replace your radiator and your water pump. Align your automobile, refill your transmission fluid, and change your filters. And we believe in doing all those things right the first time. For fast-friendly service, visit Ace Muffler Clinic at 4th Ave and 15th Street in Rock Island.
When booking your next tee time, hitting a bucket of balls, or looking for a quick bite to eat, make Palmer Hills Golf Course and Grill in Bettendorf your first choice. 18 rolling holes that challenge the beginner up to the avid player. Visit Palmer Hills' fully stocked pro shop for clubs, clothing, or anything golf. After your round, relax in the Palmer Grill, featuring daily lunch specials. And coming soon, The Forge at Palmer Hills, a unique 18-hole putting experience. Visit PalmerHillsGolf.com or download the free Palmer Hills app. Tee it up today.
Hi, I'm calling to schedule a shipment.
Indeed knows unexpected employee turnover can turn your business upside down.
Last pickup is at 7. Team, we gotta hustle.
Like at Sumita's online chai company, to avoid back orders, she needs to get started hiring right away.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. And the moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first sponsored job post. Terms and conditions apply.
I'm Kyle Montgomery with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Alabama's Najee Harris is the top-rated running back in the draft, according to NFL Network scouting analyst Bucky Brooks. And Harris told Brooks on the Move the Sticks podcast that playing at Alabama for a hard-nosed coach like Nick Saban makes him NFL ready.
Bama is like the miniature NFL. It is like they prepare you. I mean, you got to be mentally strong to get that dang play. I mean, the meetings you have, just saving, yelling at you for no reason.
As for Brooks' top-rated receiver, LSU's Jamar Chase, one top talent evaluator told NFL Network insider in Rappaport that Chase is the best receiver prospect he's seen since Julio Jones. Find out where Chase, Harris, and all the top prospects end up live on NFL Network. Our coverage of the 3-day NFL Draft begins April 29th. And congrats to Eddie George. Stadium reports the Titans' all-time leading rusher will be named the new head football coach at Tennessee State University in Nashville. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Napa know-how.
At Napa, you don't need to be a magician to pull 20% savings out of thin air. All you need is a bucket. Yep, you can magically save on 3 or more items with a $2.99 Napa bucket. So use whatever magical catchphrase you want, like Abraca Bucket, or Alica Savings, or Bippity Boppity Bucket, and save 20% today. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa Know-How.
Napa know-how.
At participating locations, exclusions apply. May not be combined with other offers. Offer ends 4/30/21.
DQ presents Picture this. Picture a DQ chicken and biscuits basket. All white meat chicken strips nestled next to crispy golden fries and 7 mini biscuits. Fluffy, flaky mini biscuits that you can dunk in a side of warm pepper gravy. Then you leave the drive-thru and your favorite song comes on the radio. And all the streetlights turn green. This mini win calls for a mini celebration with the DQ chicken and biscuits basket. Or get it delivered at DQ.com. DQ. Happy tastes good.
When sports news breaks and you're at work, you won't miss a moment. Download our free mobile app now. This is the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
All right, we're back here at the Hassle Castle, brought to you by Dunright Satellite and Dish. And this is Don't Hassle So Local.
So we have the situation for Major League Baseball going into the weekend. Bases loaded. Does he get hit by the pitch? Doesn't he get hit by the pitch? Who knows? You have video. And then you bookend that with last night's game, Phillies versus the Braves, where it looks like Brahm is trying to slide in, and he never touches the plate, and the umpire calls him safe, although all the reviews show that he never touches the plate. And now everybody's up in arms over this stuff as well.
Yeah, that was pretty blatant too. I mean, baseball can't get anything right.
Isn't that the problem? Like right now,
they never get any. Like the replay is terrible. Like you can tell that the dude's out. Like how do you call that guy safe?
I have no idea.
After the replay,
Yeah.
I can see how he called him safe.
Yes, but there's a replay for a reason.
You're right.
And then you go, oh, I made an error.
What are these umpires can't swallow their pride? Are they that shallow and scared of their jobs that they have to lie to protect their job?
Well, I mean, look at from top to bottom, though. I'm sorry. I mean, Manfred, I am not in a huge agreement with the idea of moving the All-Star game.
Neither am I. You already know that.
All right. So, like, to me,
just continue to shoot themselves in the foot.
Yes, exactly. You're making a reaction to something, and then still just like doubling down and being like, what? So, and that's what they did here. They're like, no, it's we called them safe. They're safe. Like, but there's review, and when you have like your guy, when you have Mike Trout, that's like it's so bad on Twitter, among other people writing it, Justin Turner, third baseman for the Dodgers, everyone's saying like, what's the point of having this if you're just going to call him not listen to the replay? Yeah, it's the same thing. There's no answer from Major League Baseball to be like, hey, you're doing this because of voter suppression, right? And we're doing this also because of the minority groups, right? Absolutely. But you're taking this away from minority businesses. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're relying on this. Uh-huh. So this voter restriction, which is, there are voter restriction laws, which there are some restrictions, but there are also some that aren't, depending on how you want to read it. And MLB just goes, well, we did it. The Players Association wanted it. Well, I got a better one for you. Why don't you talk to the Atlanta Braves? Like the minorities on the Braves that say like, no, we want these minority-owned businesses to have it. Please don't move this out of here.
You never let the inmates run the asylum, Jay.
And that's what's happening.
In a way, of what I'm saying is like it's not. I'm not saying you just. Someone has to make the correct decisions, and you can't just let a bunch of people chattering
yes
be the people that are making the decision just because you're hearing some chatter.
Well, there are certain things that I've yet to run into anybody who really which is fine. I'm not doing this to have a debate. I'm not doing it to be like, you're wrong, I'm right, whatever. Most of the time I'm like, all right, here's what I've read, here's what I know, let's talk this through. But I really, really won't allow anyone to come to the conversation and say this is Jim Crow 2.0. Right. Because it's just not. I mean, I don't care what, honestly, he is our president. He is our president, but I don't care what he says. That is a ridiculous statement, and it's not a good comparison whatsoever to do this. Right. And to just go out there and randomly throwing things out here about the voting laws that happen in Georgia.
Well, sometimes when you use certain words enough, you've devalued their meaning.
Mm-hmm.
As in, bringing up something like that. Well, no, that was pretty bad. And for you to throw it around as if this is that is devaluing how bad that really was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, it's, going back to the not getting the call right. It's just insane to me that baseball is consistently that far behind all the other sports when they had such a head start.
Yeah.
I mean, the arrogance of the fact that they thought they were going to be king forever.
Mm-hmm.
And it just have repeatedly, head in the sand, if you want to call it that. I repeatedly never tried to do things to make it better, to stay with the times, to let technology help. I mean, they get to the point where, listen, I'm not against the players union. I think the players needed that help. It helped baseball in ways. Other people would say it hurt it, but I don't think free agency has been a bad thing for baseball. I don't think it was bad for any sport.
Mm-mm.
But how about this? I mean, your umpires now, like their union's so strong that they're afraid to confront the umpires. I mean, in the NFL, I don't know if there's a referee union, but the referees are held to a standard, and when they don't match it, we know that.
Yeah.
There's crews and things. They listen, you guys, these calls have to be, they go back and review these things. I don't feel that's happening in baseball. NBA, we can go back to they fired that one guy for gambling. I mean, the NBA watches the referees. They watch what they're doing. I mean, granted, there's a lot of traveling calls that aren't happening in the NBA. We all know that. That's the big joke. But, but if they have poor officiating, they tend to address it. In the baseball, football, whatever. In baseball, it doesn't happen. I mean,
it's almost like baseball's like, hey, bad news is still good news as long as they're.
Yeah, who's the one?
It's Joe West.
Yeah, the big fat idiot who thinks he's more important than the game.
Yes,
I shouldn't know your name. Mm-hmm. I don't know, other than Ed Hockley in NFL, and that was because Ed's arms were
of course
huge.
Yeah,
that's the only one I really know by name. Like if you said, I might recognize a couple faces of some guys that were always like the head official of certain crews, but I don't remember their names.
Yeah.
Other than that guy in the scandal for NBA, I don't remember any basketball official except for that Bo Borowski because he does such a terrible job in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Like most of it, it's like if you're a bad official, you know their name. But think about this: when I can go back to MLB, so I know Joe West, right?
Yeah.
I know Eric Gregg.
Yep.
I know.
We know the guy from Waterloo.
Digginger.
Yep.
Right, but you follow what I'm saying? You can go and start naming Major League umpires because why? They make themselves.
Yeah, they make themselves more important than the game.
They should almost be a masked individual that we don't even know who it is.
No, I'm with you. I completely agree.
They need to be a little more anonymous. That's what I say. In baseball, do a better job. Make your sport. You are dying. Grapes dying on a vine.
It is weird because it's almost like it's almost like they're a third team on it. Baseball is really, really different than the other sports. It really is. And as much as we can look at, let's just say in the fall, we can look at gambling and we're like, okay, well, this referee is in the top 5 for holding calls, the line judge. But rarely does that change the game as much as when you say, he calls more strikes than this. DFS, the right DFS people, we're not. They will figure out who the umpire is. But they're also, there's a third team because if, like an appeal. check swing, call him strike. Can we appeal? Or a ball, it's a ball, not a strike. Can we appeal? Seriously, 9 times out of 10, the baseline umpire is going to go, nope, it was a ball. He's right. He didn't go. Because they always have each other's back. You know what I'm saying? And, I've told stories when I'm coaching and whatever else, and I'll be passive-aggressive, and I'm like, you're a good teammate. Good job.
In the time, when it's a swing, it's a check swing, I mean, the umpire's
if he checks,
he's pointing down to whoever it is first.
Yes, but I'm saying it's when the catcher says, can we appeal?
Right.
Now you've crossed the line, and he's like, that's my teammate, my coworker. Yep. I'm going to back him. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I will be passive aggressive enough when I'm coaching to be like, you're a good teammate. Good job. Way to have your way to have the umpire's back. Now they may look and smile or whatever else and, acknowledge that I'm being kind of a prick, but it's not to do it to get in trouble or anything like that, but you know what the call is going to be. But yeah, you can't, if the video is clearly there, it's okay to sit there and say, hey, you missed the call. Let's get it right and move on. You're on top of it on Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. It's not like it's the noon game that you happen to find on, on your regional sports network. So you're right though. It just seems like baseball over and over again, just finds a way.
And like you said, they're still stuck in that mentality that any news is good news. No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
But it's anything to cover up, anything that goes on ESPN.com that is not about the voter moving the All-Star game, they're fine with.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah, that's what kind of happened. It's like, oh, did he get hit by a pitch? I don't know. Well, let's have the sports world go nuts over that. Let's have them talk about this phantom safe call instead of talking about this. It's the same thing with the NFL. As much as I blame the NFL, I was like, oh, that's weird. This trade happened right about the time when Deshaun Watson's story's blowing up, but this was something that was in the mix. I mean,
So you saw that a judge ruled that some of these women have to identify themselves?
Yeah.
Which, I don't know the whole story behind that, but yeah, it's going to be interesting what's going down here moving forward, because he came out with a statement saying that it was consensual, I believe.
Yes, he did. I will come to that in a second. All right, so what you're saying is the judge ordered women suing Deshaun Watson to disclose names. So 2 judges ruled that most of the plaintiffs suing Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson must identify themselves. And this was on Friday. The rulings from 2 hearings Friday covered 13 of the 22 lawsuits filed against Watson, allegedly sexual assault and inappropriate conduct, while the attorney also agreed to release a 14th name later in the day. Yeah, and then, of course, Deshaun Watson's going to say it's consensual, which is fine. I'm not saying it's not. These are all things that need to be unraveled. I think more what we kind of pay attention to is this trade going to happen? Is he going to go on the exempt list? Is it not going to happen? Are
you ready?
Yeah.
He's a sex addict.
Oh.
That's coming.
That's a good call. Yeah, if I was a lawyer, I would spin that to be like, yeah, he
can't help himself. He's the addict.
He can't help himself. There's too much easy accessibility to porn sites or whatever else. He just doesn't know how to. Yeah. And it's actually pretty good.
It's like Joey and Chandler when they were stuck on porn. He went to the bank and the teller didn't want to have sex with him.
Yeah, so his lawyer.
Did you see what someone said about his lawyer?
Dude. Does it have to do with his name?
No.
What is it?
His appearance.
I haven't seen. I have to look up his appearance. His name is Rusty.
Someone said he looks like.
His name is.
He looks like if Biden and Trump had a baby.
He looks like. His name is Rusty Hardin.
Would you see him, dude?
Yeah.
It was spot on. Whoever said it.
But what he came up with, he says that there were some consensual encounters between Watson and some of the 22 women who have filed lawsuits against him. But he said at no point did Watson engage in any acts that were not mutually desired. So, yeah, I think you might be right. They'll spin it that way a little bit. So,
sorry, Bird.
No, you're all right. It's all right. You got. Again, it's now the police are going to be getting involved, and we'll see what happens. It's obviously not good, but we're right around the corner from the draft. I haven't even looked at anything. Usually on Monday, first thing I do is look up Mock Draft Monday to see if there's been any moves or anything like that. But there were no trades over the weekend or anything. I don't know.
Saw a nice little mock from our friends at that fantasy thing that Raz used to work for. Or Matt.
Rasball.
Yeah, Rasball.
Yep.
Or what for fantasy sake?
Bowie. Yeah, Bowie.
Yeah, for fantasy sake? Was that what it was?
No. That's our other guys, yeah. Bowie wrote for Rasball. The for fantasy sake guys is like Green and DJ and the other guys, yeah.
I think it was that one.
Okay.
I can't remember. It was one of the two, but I think it was for fantasy sake.
Okay.
But they had a nice little mock draft the first round with some decent explanation on each pick on why. So
any trades that they moved?
Yeah, they had New England moving up to 4.
That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, they had New England moving up to 4.
The only Patriot fan I know is my brother Chip, and they
also had, man, I wish I remembered. I think they had Denver trading out of the top 10 with somebody, and that team took a quarterback too. I thought. I think they had 4 straight quarterbacks, and then Mac Jones going also on the first 10 picks.
Gotcha. Interesting. All right. Okay, well, that's going to do it for today. T-Roy, you're busy tomorrow. And,
I won't be. I might not be here the next couple days. So
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, everybody, if
we'll make it work.
I know Jay's got people planned on coming in replacing me already, so don't bug him.
So but again, it's people. I had multiple conversations over the weekend. People are just like, "Hey, radio," and I'm like, "Well,
then we found out too over the weekend that you and I know somebody that I grew up with.
Yeah, I did not know
Todd Hermanson.
That. That's right.
So it was kind of funny when he dropped. So you know Jay Foster? I'm like, yeah. What do you mean? Do I know Jay? I mean, we're kind of do a radio show together.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, we hang out a little bit.
Kind of see him a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, again, talking to people over the weekend, it's odd when they be like, well, we just kind of sports just kind of dropped in our lap for a change in the first time in a year. So it's been, I mean, obviously we did football, but not a large amount of different sports. And this was a big weekend with WrestleMania and Masters. And we're getting closer to, full attendance, I guess. I hope. I have no idea what the River Bandits are going to do, but these are things that we have to keep an eye on. So
I say we go Texas. Do like to do in Texas.
I say we go to Texas next April and go to WrestleMania.
All right.
Is it AT&T? Is that the stadium?
What?
Where the Cowboys are?
Jerry World?
Yeah.
All right.
I say we go to WrestleMania.
Is that where it's going to be?
Yeah, next April. All right.
I'm in.
That's going to do it for today. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in and listening to us on ESPN 1170 AM. We will be here tomorrow. And you listen to Don't Hassle Us for Local. And stay safe and sanitize, Quad Cities. We will talk to you soon.
Peace.
Mike Greenberg is Greeny.
If you don't want great stars in Portland, you don't want Ja Morant in Memphis, you don't want Zion Williamson in New Orleans, and you don't want the Greek Freak in Milwaukee, then why do we have teams there if we don't want them to be good? If you have fan bases that are conditioned to believe they're not supposed to contend, how does that work? How can that possibly be right?
Greeny, 9 till 11 on ESPN 1170.